Hi guys, that's my first watercolor demo, trying to speak in English in the same time, so thanks for your indulgence. I am sure it will be really funny to listen to me speaking in English. So then let's go. I want to offer you a really simple demo today of this simple subject, mango. What is interesting to me is of course these variegated colors, but also the light coming up in the mango. It's more noticeable in the video than in real life, so you have to force yourself in real life to see the contrast, the value, and this way the mango is shiny at the top because there is a window just up there, and it's darker and at the bottom, and we can notice that the shadowy part of the mango at the bottom tend to melt with the shadow, the cast shadow on the desk. And what I love to play with, it's also the thing that the light part of the fruit here is lighter than the background, so I will be able to use some negative painting to make this fruit really shiny. So let's go! Here we go. So let's start with the negative painting part. I like this approach. So I'm going to sketch the top of the mango, but trying to use just using a dark green color as a background. And at a point there is my desk coming here. So one important thing to do is not to give your fruit a too regular shape, so it has some curves and it's not really a smooth edge. So I try here to have the edge of the desk at the same height here, trying to add a little blue color variations in this wash. Maybe a bit darker in some areas. Not sure the shape is good, but let's hope. And I rinse my brush to have just water and soften this edge at the top. And just trying to get not too regular edge. So that's it for the background. A little bit more darker color. I used mostly Peruvian green for the dark green background. So that's the top of the mango. Now I can sketch the desk or the... No, I think I'm going to sketch the mango itself and the desk later. So I want to keep some white here at the top of the mango where it was shiny. And there is the stem too. I have to be careful about that. So the top of the mango is red. I'm going to start just to wet the top because this part will be left white, and just adding some light red here. So the stem will be there. I use a negative painting again to make it appear. So the red is almost pink here, and I can start to sketch it in the positive way, like that. So here I have to keep the shiny part of the fruit. I can use a damp brush to pick some colors. I like that it can be a bit of green coming in the fruit, you know, not to have a too hard edge around it. And then there is a variegated effect with the red turning into orange or yellow color. So now I use quinacridone gold to use a warmer color. And melting together. I don't want to wait too much because I need to keep my edge wet to be able to melt the color without having some hard edges in the fruit. And then the mango become green, a sort of lime green. So I'm using a lemon yellow. It's a Sennelier yellow light mixed with a teeny bit of blue or of turquoise to get, you see, a warm yellow, a bit more green. So I don't, I have to remember that the bottom part of the mango, I like this white highlight here. I can let some sparkles in it. So the bottom of the fruit is in shadow, so I need to have perhaps some darker color there, but I want to keep the colorful effect with green here. I'm not going to touch it too much because that's usually when you do that and you start to be in trouble. So maybe the shadow won't be really strong, but it can be okay. I'm going to soften this edge a bit more with a brush, just a damp brush, not too wet, and maybe a bit of highlight here. So now I am going to paint the desk, not forgetting the shadow at the bottom. I think I am going to use mostly transparent red oxide for the desk. I usually try to use orange or reddish color for brown because brown is not so pretty. So I'm starting with a lighter and a warmer color. I think some goethite for the granulating effects, perhaps with a bit of quinacridone gold, to have a sort of warm base for the desk. And then I will use the transparent red oxide for the shadow, wet in wet. So the desk, I don't want it to be too regular, so there will be the shadow. I touch up the previous washes to have some, they are not happy accidents because they are not accidents, but I like to create this kind of effect. I tried here to keep the edge and then to let the color blend at in this area. Oops. So now I am taking transparent red oxide with not too much water to sketch the shadow. Okay, just a bit more of wet effect there at the bottom. I hope you see it well. So here there is two hard edge between the mango and the shadow, and there are often a little strong shadow underneath the subject. So here I could use a darker mix of transparent red oxide to begin to have a sort of stronger shadow here. Maybe a bit of quinacridone fuchsia. It's a bit reddish. Makes a reddish brown when it is dry. it's too dull for me as a red, but as a sort of brown I like it. And to be sure I have a dark enough shadow. I'm going to add some Moon Glow. It's a purplish color, you know, just there. And as I am using some paint with not too much water, it allows me to have a sort of soft edge here, but not color melting everywhere. So a bit of ultramarine and indigo, just to anchor the mango in to the desk. I always try to have fun with the shadow, so it's not really realistic, but I like to play with color and go with it. I am seeing that the mango has some spots on the skin, so I want to add some splatters on it. I use the quinacridone gold here. Is it too warm? I don't know. I can try with my yellow here. So I like that in some part it creates some little backgrounds, spotty effect, and at other part when the texture is drier, the splatters have another look. And I can add some green splatters there to yes, it's fun. I'm going to remove some spots at the bottom of my page because splatters are messy and that's why we love it. So the steam has a dark point, so I am mixing a bit of quinacridone gold with transparent red oxide, perhaps a bit of indigo to get a dark brown. And I am sketching this. I'm going to use my thinner brush for that, and maybe an even darker color. I am noticing some a sort of dark overall, brown overall here around the seam, so I could add some details here. And I'm going to soften the edge with a cream after cleaning my brush. Up. It's I would like it to be warmer, so I add a bit of yellow or orange. Yes, we can see a great granulation with the goethite here, and my background with the perylene and the water has a great effect. So that's fun. I have to add the shadow at the bottom of the steam, just like that. It melts a bit with the change I just did. Perhaps I should have waited a bit for that, but I don't like to wait. So I'm not sure. Maybe some even darker at the bottom for great contrast. The contrast between the top shiny fruit and the bottom is not really strong, but we have this white edge and the color variation that are great. The background is not too plain, so that's nice too. So I'm going to finish it with just finish the job here. This part is a bit messy, as you can see, so I have to soften it again. It was an error to make this brown overall, because now adding the shadow on the steam is more difficult. Oh, there is my brush here, not really handy. Oh, that's a mess. So just pick a bit of color, really strong pigment here to to draw the steam again. Yes, and I think it's okay like that. That's good, because this way I can show you how I can try sometime to fix my mess. So here are some close-up view of the sketch with this watery effect and splatters in the mango. Here the running green in the desk, that is fun too. Some backgrounds effect on the perylene green. The top shiny, the shiny top of the fruit. Here we can see how goethite granulates. This is the brownish granulation you can see in the yellow wash. And great fun shadow too, with some spots in irregular things. Things I like, and even the green in the mango is fun. It's really a watercolor approach. So I hope you liked the video and the sketches, and that the explanations were great. See you for the next, and thank you for following me. Have a good day!